Ever-increasing numbers of us are spending money on supplements, but do we really understand the science behind them? And how do we know which supplements are best for us, taking into account our lifestyle, stress volumes, and indeed exercise levels?
Melanie Stevens is the head of the nutritional therapy course at the College of Naturopathic. No, I never say that right. How do I say it?
Naturopathic.
Naturopathic medicine, and she's here to explain this further. Good morning, Melanie.
Good morning.
Now, it is a huge, huge industry. We spend millions, probably billions in this country every year in supplements. I've kind of given up on it, and I just try and eat healthy and hope I get everything from that perspective. But we do we need supplements in our lives?
Well, I mean, there's a little bit of debate in that. A lot of people are saying, well, in this Western world, there's a lot of stress that we're under. We eat highly processed foods that are devoid of nutrients. So it would actually benefit a lot of us to be on a multi-nutrient, absolutely. So especially with these high stress levels, we can just have that extra support from nutritional therapy, which is it can be extremely helpful.
We said in the intro that we take loads of supplements. Are we taking the wrong ones?
Well, that is a big issue. I think there's a lot of supplements on the market that aren't actually viable for us to absorb. Our body doesn't utilise them very well, you see. And I think a lot of people are spending money thinking that, for example, a vitamin C is just a vitamin C when in fact it might not be. There's a big range between quality and...
So how do you tell? Like, you walk into a shop and, like, just the vitamin C shelf alone,
massive,
you've probably got about 30 or 40. How do you know which one is going to be best for your body?
Okay, like if we're talking about vitamin C, we could think of the most common one and the most cheap source of vitamin C is ascorbic acid, and that's what most companies use, but it's very acidic on the stomach, you see. So the best form of vitamin C really is a buffered form. So you're really looking for things like magnesium ascorbate, calcium ascorbate, sodium ascorbate. That's what you're looking for. And putting those biflavonoids in there as well, which is naturally present in foods. I mean, in an orange we get vitamin C, and the white pith is rich in biflavonoids. They're always present in nature together, and that's the way we should have them in our supplements as well. So, for example, a vitamin C supplement should have all these things in there, and that's what you're looking for, not just straight ascorbic acid.
But we take too much vitamin C anyway, don't we?
I think, well, it's not a fact of taking too much. I mean, for example, oranges. You could have 2 oranges, for example. One could have 100 milligrams in it. The other orange could have nothing. A lot of the times our fruits and veggies are stored in a refrigerator for up to a year or 2 years, depending on the fruit or vegetable that's concerned. So it may not have a lot of these fresh vitamins still there when it comes out and it's actually on the shelf for us to buy.
What about people who self-medicate in the sense that they're feeling run down? This time of the year, a lot of people will be feeling run down, not feeling the best. Go, oh, probably need a tonic. I'll go and get some iron or something like that.
Yes. Well, I think iron is something that we should monitor. We should definitely see a doctor, and they should monitor our blood levels to see, do we really need iron? Iron isn't the only thing that can give us energy. I mean, just some simple B vitamins can be extremely effective here, because B vitamins are used for all our cells in our energy production. And the thing is, they're water soluble, which means we don't store it. They go in one side and they're excreted a few hours later. So it's really important. Every day we're getting rich B vitamins in our diet, but we don't get them because we have refined foods. We have white rice, white bread, white pasta. There's no B vitamins there, so that could be helpful.
So if you're not prepared to change your diet and you just want to use supplements, what supplements, as Mark said, like people are feeling run down, exhausted, what can you take to make yourself feel better? And will they make you feel better?
To be honest, supplementation is no substitute for a good, healthy, balanced diet. And I mean, the difference, you will feel amazing just by changing your diet to fresh whole foods. Increasing those fresh fruits and vegetables in the diet can make a big difference. But yes, supplements can definitely help support these changes, because look, let's face it, we can't have a perfect diet in a day. We really need to change and make lifestyle changes over a period of time.
Well, most of us are eating on the run, and proper food requires sitting down, preparation and a bit of time.
So I suppose the main thing would be maybe a multi-nutrient would be for most people, I'd say.
Okay, let's talk about magnesium. It's used for it's good for anxiety, for low energy levels, for muscle aches and headaches.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, where would we normally get magnesium from?
Well, for example, there's a few nuts there that you can have a look at. There's Brazil nuts, almonds, rich in magnesium, green leafy vegetables, fantastic. So all these foods we're not really getting in our daily diet. I mean, most people don't have time to cook fresh vegetables,
now,
which
when
is
you
unfortunate.
say nuts, most people in this country think of nuts and they think of salty peanuts.
That's not nuts, you see. Nuts should be fresh out the shell. The best nuts is just cracked fresh out of the shell and eaten that way.
I carry a bag of nuts with me everywhere I go. Mixed Brazils, almonds, raisins. Throw them down your neck. they just stop you being hungry, and they're good for you, yeah.
They're just full of nutrients, like little vitamin pills there.
You've mentioned B complex.
Yes.
Which is available in boosts energy levels, good for PMS and also good for low moods.
Oh, absolutely.
Where would we naturally get those?
B vitamins, once again, whole grains are a rich source of B vitamins and our green leafy vegetables. But I think whole grains are really the richest source. Brown rice is a great example. But unfortunately, we don't eat brown rice in this Western community. We eat white rice, white bread, white pasta, as I've said.
So we actually need that as a supplement. We can't really get that naturally,
well, I mean, if you
or
look
enough
at,
of it naturally.
I mean, for example, if we look at the statistics of the United States, 80% of our community, adult females and males, aren't even getting the recommended daily allowance for magnesium, which is chronic. It's deficiency is a lot more common than we even believe, you know.
Is there any way you can work out what you are deficient in? Or is it, as Mark was saying, are people just going, well, I reckon I need a bit of that? Well,
look, it really is sign and symptom based. There is some blood work you can do, live blood analysis, where you can actually have a look at the presence of the way that the health of the blood. That can help, but there's no conclusive test that can tell you everything in one. But really the best thing to do is to see a qualified naturopathic practitioner or a naturopath who can actually sit down with you and discover what you're deficient in, as according to your diet, your lifestyle, stress, and that way they can put together what you need.
Fish oils, much excitement about fish oils.
Yes,
it seems to be the wonder supplement that everyone's raving about for children and adults.
And absolutely, and with very good reason. Fish oils are full of omega-3, which you probably have heard of. And these have anti-inflammatory effects. They're great to normalise the fat within our body, lower cholesterol, protect our heart. Normalise our mood, for example. They're fantastic. There is a big difference, although, on the shelves between good fish oils and not so good fish oils. Fish oils have the potential to be quite rich in heavy metals.
You need to look for something when you're buying fish oils. What is it you need to look for?
The one thing you want to look for is a little bit of vitamin E in there, and the reason is because our unsaturated fatty acids or omega-3 fatty acids go rancid very easily, and that a little bit of vitamin E in there just protects it and keeps it fresh for us, so it's not...
Well, generations of us were brought up on a spoon of cod liver oil, so
yeah,
you know, the old
absolutely.
wives' tale had a very good basis in science.
My dad still talks about his having to hold his nose when it was forced down. He remembers the smell. He said it was foul.
And of course, also as we sail, some of us not so serenely into middle age, you find that fish oils are really beneficial for aches and pains and clicks, and
that's
you know,
because
keeps
they're
joints moving.
anti-inflammatory. You know, they really do help with joint pain, any pain of any description. They're fantastic. Yeah.
Vitamin C we've already spoken about. Most of us take too much vitamin C in supplement form.
Okay.
Although smokers do need more, don't they?
Every cigarette that we smoke, we're depleting vitamin C from our bodies. And unless you're eating fresh fruits and vegetables, you're not getting the vitamin C to put it back. So
calcium. Now, we had one of the leading experts on osteoporosis on the program here not so long ago, Professor Maura. I can't remember. Is it Maura Byrne or Maura Brennan? I can't remember which. She maintains that osteoporosis and the side effects probably cost our health system more than all the cancer treatments because of all of the related illnesses.
The knock-on stuff,
and people who are infirm have to be hospitalised, have to be taken care of. She reckons the bill for it actually exceeds that for cancer care.
Yep, that's big.
We don't really do enough about it.
We don't, and it's all about prevention really with osteoporosis. I mean, the government is very big on encouraging dairy consumption, but there are so many other forms of dairy in our diet.
Where else can you get calcium from? Because a lot of people have fears of dairy and think they're lactose intolerant and stuff, and they probably aren't. But,
well, I mean, dairy really isn't the most bioavailable form of calcium for us anyway. Things like broccoli leaves are actually especially rich in calcium. People throw away their leaves. You should be eating your leaves. Also, the fish bones, for example. You know how you get tinned salmon, for example? The bones are rich in calcium, and also your nuts and seeds, almonds, once again, are rich in calcium.
But you can take calcium supplements like Idius and vitamin D and things that are very good for you in that regard.
There is a big difference between good calcium supplements. A lot of people are taking calcium carbonate, and calcium citrates are a much more bioavailable form, and ensuring that we get out to the sun every day, get that vitamin D, which enables us to absorb
in Australia, people are suffering from a lack in vitamin D because they're wearing so much sunblock.
It's
we're
really
all
interesting.
Told,
slip, stop, slap, that's what we get told. So nobody's getting that sun exposure anymore.
And the quality of our light in this part of the world isn't great, so therefore we're not getting it through the sun either.
And that's why a bit of cod liver oil might not be too bad because of the vitamin D in there.
So when it comes to buying your supplements, is it just a price thing? Do you get the quality for what you pay, or do cheap things work just as well? I always wonder that.
Well, I mean, literally, you do get what you pay for a lot of the time. So going for the cheapest option often isn't the best idea. But then again, going for the most expensive doesn't guarantee you a quality product. The best thing to do is really take on board what we've discussed today, but also go and see a qualified nutritional therapist who can actually tell you and advise you as to what you need as an
You are
individual.
what you eat, and given that most of us
Absolutely.
eat
Yes.
crap these days, what does that make
Yeah.
us?
Yes.
I wouldn't like to say. Melanie, thank you very
No
much.
worries at all. Thank you.
Cheers.